Now, when I say making music, there's a expression that's involved in that. You're taking a medium, some type of art form, and you are using it as a means, as a channel, as a conduit to express what's happening within you. Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Tangible Vibrations, a podcast on my perspectives. If you're watching this on YouTube, more than likely that's where you're watching it because it'll be a weekly upload as well. But I'm also making it available as a podcast because I realize a lot of people listen to podcasts. So wherever you're listening to podcasts, why not listen to this one and add it to your repertoire of podcasts? But more than likely you're watching on YouTube, so this will be a weekly video, like I said. I appreciate you being here. And today I'm talking about 3 fundamental things in my life. And I was actually going to name the podcast this, and that's having fun, making music, living life. Now, I opened up the name of the podcast a little bit to be more vague. Tangible vibrations. What is that? We'll talk about that in later episodes as I get better at this podcast thing and just the raw, uncut aspect of it, and that I'm just not fully spitballing, but I'm wanting this to be fresh and from my heart. So I'm planning a little bit less and just letting out what's going on, truly expressing something that hopefully is meaningful to me and will give you some value as well. That's the goal. Hopefully my perspective has value, and I at least think it does because I'm making a podcast where I'm just talking. I'm making a video where I'm just talking about life. So let's talk about the 3 things and why is it important to me and possibly to you as someone who makes music. More than likely you are. If you found me on YouTube, making music with an app, with your phone, with your computer, with some instrument, that's important to all of us, having something creative in our life to charge after and to feel like we're moving forward with is super important. So obviously that's making music. That one doesn't really need to be defined, but we could talk about it a little bit more. We'll start from the first one, having fun. Now, when I say having fun, this is not just the meaningless pursuit of random pleasures and trying to just fill a vacant part of who you are with whatever suits your fancy at that moment. No, when I say having fun, I mean you experiencing the fullness of joy, a full satisfaction. The capacity of who you are is full and overflowing with true joy that can only come from, I believe, God being a big part of your story and being wrapped up in that and finding purpose in something that's bigger than you. I believe that's what true fun is. It may not sound that fun because there's a lot of traditional stigmas attached to anything relating to God, or then we get into religion and things like that. But for myself personally, and like I said, this is my perspective, the thing that has, regardless of the situation, brought a joy that cannot be shaken, a peace that passes my understanding, that's beyond the present moment, that's beyond the ups and downs of life, is relying on God and having a deep connection with who God is and understanding how who I am in God is what's remarkable about me. That the thing that propels me forward, that seeks after being kinder to people or being more open and more reasonable and calm and reassured and confident in who I am, that all comes from God. So that's what having fun means to me in the most unpackaged way possible, really zooming out and seeing really what is fun. And fun is having meaning in your life and chasing after it. That's what truly gives us satisfaction, is having something that is an overflowing of joy, and it just naturally comes out of us. We feel like we wake up and we just have to do it because we're so excited about it. To me, that is the fulfillment of joy. And that, my friends, sounds like a lot of fun. The next thing, we talked about it a little at the beginning, and now we're feeling good. At least I'm feeling good. So if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button for me. And I guess podcasts, you can review them and rate them. Do that if that's a thing you do. Apparently that will help. I'm well aware that this will be more a YouTube thing, and then maybe people will listen to it as a podcast as well. I'm going to stop talking about that now and continue to talk about making music. So making music is connected to that first thing that I talked about, the fulfillment of joy, the overarching purpose and trajectory of my life, of one's life, possibly of your life. Now, when I say making music, there's a expression that's involved in that. You're taking a medium, some type of art form, and you are using it as a means, as a channel, as a conduit to express what's happening within you. You're taking that deep meaning that you've found or that you're searching for and trying to figure out. Goodness, we all are. And you're using that as a way to put it out there. And it's a creative effort. It certainly is an effort. It's a labor of love. And because we're grounded in that joy, because we're grounded in that solidarity of goodness of who we are, we pursue something. And for me, it's music. So it's this resonating thing that comes out of me. It's the core of my being. It's quintessential to who I am, that I must be creative. I must build something. I must make something. I certainly make more than music. I helped my wife make 3 children, and we've made a lovely home, but that's the same thing, that there's this outpouring of who we are, and then you find a vocation, something that's tangible, something that can be used as a means to create resources, to create wealth, and you endeavor in that fully and you commit to it. Committing to something in your life is so important. And for me, it's making music. It's being a creator. Like I say, music maker and creator. That's who I am. That's what I do. Well, at least that's part of who I am. I'm just a kid on a mountain asking questions. I'm just looking up at God and wondering if I'm doing good and hoping that He's happy with what I'm doing. And I make music. Now, last thing is living life. So this obviously is like a catch-all. It's like, okay, living life, that's kind of self-explanatory. We're all here in life living it, aren't we? If we're alive, that's what we're doing, whether we're acknowledging that power in us or not. We're all living it, even if some people say, just taking it day by day. You're still living life, my friend. Or I'm just surviving, just getting by, another day. You're still living life. And this is where that freedom of choice comes into play. So we take the profound joy that we've experienced in knowing God and finding God and seeking God. Then we take this tool, these resources that we have, this art form, this science, whatever it has to be, or whatever it is for you, and we take all of that and we live a meaningful life. But it always is a choice. It never stops being a choice to consciously live life and not just let life pass you by as if it's just going to work out. There is like I said before, there is an effort that is needed. There is a conscious decision to live life. And I feel like a better way to say live life would be to give life, because there is a giving that is required in life that supersedes the laws that we put in ourselves, in the hierarchies that are structured, in the jobs that we work at, or the relationships that we have, whether that be professional or personal. And giving to people transcends that in such a huge way. So giving life to people, being a source of life for people, realizing that you have something in you that's quintessential to a whole experience that we're in, this life thing, and that if you live it in a meaningful way, you truly dedicate yourself to all these things that we've discussed, your life will be richer because of it. It will be fuller. And that is great. Is it not? Do you feel that? Having fun, making music, living life. It's simple, but there's so much to unpack in all of that. And I think that is a good way to package it up and to wrap up this first episode of Tangible Vibrations. Hopefully you felt that. I think that might be the tagline. That's kind of nice. You get it, tangible vibrations. Like I said, we'll define what that means in later episodes. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment down below. Tell me if I'm crazy or not, if I missed something, or if you just got something to say, spout it off in the comments, hit the like button. And, if this is the first time you've heard of me, that'd be crazy if this was attracting new faces, and just the fact that you're still here is also quite amazing. But stick around, hit the subscribe button, and, like I said, rate this podcast, and have an awesome, awesome, awesome day. Have an awesome week, and I will talk to you next week.